Hey, youngins. About 20 years ago, I went to, I was so fat. I used to weigh over 800 pounds. I was almost 900 pounds, folks. I'm down to like 240 now. But back then, I was a fat fuck. I was in a wheelchair. I was on 15 pills a day for blood pressure, heart problems, gallbladder problems, kidney problems, breathing machine. Used to have to go to bed every night on oxygen. Right. So I figured, well, I gotta do something about this. So I went and talked to a doctor, and he recommended I get the gastric bypass operation. So I said, okay, tell me what's involved, doc. Well, he explained it to me. I said, well, I can do that. You know, he told me they were gonna go in there and they were gonna move some parts around my stomach, you know, and make my stomach wear the food, a little small pocket and blah, 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 and all that. So I said, okay, let's do it. I went and had the operation. And while I was on the table, I died. And they put a tube down my throat, you know, ventilator and all that shit, you know. And while they were in there operating me, they took my gallbladder out, but they couldn't finish the full bypass, so they only did a partial. Now, I come out the hospital, and I did real good. I lost the weight, but there's some things that you don't know about the gastric bypass that everybody's like, oh man, it's the greatest surgery ever. Well, there's a few things that you don't know. One is, when you eat, you have to eat like 5 small meals a day. I'm not talking about plate, I mean little tiny ass saucers. You can't eat for so much. And if you do, your stomach's gonna stretch, you're just gonna get fat again. Or you can split open and really cause yourself a lot of problems. Well, I developed what they call the dumping syndrome. You all watch me in the videos when I tell about my shit, my pants and stuff like that. That's because of the gastric bypass surgery, I got what they call the dumping syndrome. Dumping syndrome is where the food is going into your small intestines and filling up your pockets so quick, and the acids and everything. Well, anyway, 30 minutes after you eat, you're shitting. And you could be pooping for 15, 20 times in one day. You could be in the store doing something and all of a sudden it hits you, you got to find a bathroom. And it's no fun. I've dealt with it for years. And I pretty much had it under control, but I forgot something about my operation. You live, I back up, you eat to live. Most people live to eat. So I really didn't care about eating so much. I might eat a little bit here and there. I eat very little. You know, you have to give up all sugars. You have to give up all fried foods. You got to give up all gaseous foods. That don't leave a whole lot. You can eat pasta and rice and proteins and stuff like that, but just a small amount at a time. The reason I'm telling you this because I got a lot of you youngins that I hear y'all, I read some of your stuff and y'all talking about getting the gastric bypass. Think hard about it, youngins. That surgery can't fuck you up. I don't care what they say. Sure, I lost the weight. I came down from 850 pounds to, 200, my lowest was 229. I'm back up to like 235. So, you do lose the weight. But the consequences are so great. Because you can't go out and eat no more. It's hard to socialize, when you're out with a bunch of guys or with a bunch of friends and everybody's sitting around drinking beer and eating pizza and you're like, well, I'll have a Diet Coke and give me a piece of cracked crust, Your whole lifestyle changes. You come out better if you fall out of love with food. And I'm kind of fucked up lately, and I've had a lot of problems. But see, I've got the dumping syndrome. I don't have a gallbladder anymore. And they don't tell you, but a lot of times when you get stomach surgery like that, you can pick up a bug that is like the dumping syndrome, except it's worse. And I believe that's what I got, because the doctor was putting me on 1,000 milligrams of antibiotics a day. I just couldn't afford it anymore, so I'm suffering. So the reason I'm doing this video, because I want to tell you youngins that are overweight, and they start talking about the gastric bypass, ask questions. Find out what can happen. Find out what the results can be. Know what's going to happen. They don't tell you that when you wake up, you're going to have a bunch of tubes coming out of you, little balls and stuff that's going to be taken, like drainage balls. That if it falls off, they don't tell you, you fucking fan out, oh my God, this bulb fell off. It ain't no big deal. I had one on me, I had two on me, and they were drainage balls. And I called the doctor, the drainage balls fell off. What do I got to do? Do I need to come back to the hospital? No, it'll be all right. Just put something over it to sop up the fluids. That was simple. Went and got me some Kotex off the damn store, taped them to my stomach. I guess my stomach was having a period. But a lot of y'all see that scar on my stomach, and that's nothing, So if any of you youngers are thinking about the gastric bypass, think long and hard. Try to lose the weight on your own. So I would, if I had to redo it today, I wouldn't have it done. I'd go a different way with it. Anyway, youngins, if you think about the gastric bypass, just think about it. Don't do it until you know all the facts, till you know exactly what can happen from it. I'll see you all in the next one. Bye.